What if you could literally step inside a video game or see digital directions floating on the street right in front of you? Well, this isn't science fiction anymore. This is the reality of virtual and augmented reality, two pieces of tech that are already changing everything from our hospitals to our homes. Let's break down how they work.
Seriously, just for a second, imagine it. You're walking down the street, and instead of looking down at your phone for directions, the arrows are just floating there, right on the pavement, guiding your way. Or what if you could see exactly how a new sofa would look in your living room before you even think about buying it? This isn't some far-off fantasy. It's the core idea behind the two amazing technologies we're diving into today.
Okay, so first things first, we have to get a handle on the huge difference between these two realities. They sound kind of similar, I know, but you're about to see their goals are actually complete opposites.
So first up is virtual reality, or VR. The easiest way to think about this is teleportation. It's the technology of total immersion. The moment you put on a headset like an Oculus or an HTC Vive, you're not just looking at a screen, you are somewhere else. The real world completely vanishes and a brand new digital one takes its place. So the key takeaway? VR's whole purpose is to replace your reality. Now, on the flip side, we have augmented reality, or AR. This is the technology of enhancement. Instead of replacing your world, AR adds to it. It overlays digital info, graphics, data, you name it, right on top of your real-world view. And a really brilliant part, a lot of the time, it works on the devices you already have, like your smartphone. So if VR replaces, AR's goal is to enhance the reality you're already in. So let's put this side by side. Super simple. VR, you're in a fully digital world. You need a dedicated headset. And the whole idea is to replace reality. AR, you're still in the real world, just with digital stuff layered on top, often just using your phone. The core idea is to enhance reality. One teleports you to another universe, the other adds a little magic to the one you're in right now.
Okay, so we know what they are, but how do they actually pull it off? What's the technological wizardry going on behind the scenes that actually convinces our brains that what we're seeing is real?
You know, creating that feeling of presence in VR, that feeling that you are really there, it's kind of like a recipe with 3 essential ingredients. First, you need stereoscopic 3D. Basically, each of your eyes sees a slightly different image, and your brain stitches them together to create a sense of depth. Second, you need something called 6 degrees of freedom tracking, or 6DOF. All that means is the system tracks your movement perfectly. If you lean forward in real life, you lean forward in the virtual world. And finally, and this one is absolutely crucial, you need a high frame rate.
And when I say high, I mean really high, over 90 frames per second. If it drops below that, the whole illusion just shatters. Your brain picks up on the lag, and that disconnect between what you see and what you feel, well, that's what causes motion sickness. Hitting that 90-plus target is what separates a comfortable, incredible experience from a really, really nauseating one. And it takes some serious computing power to do it.
AR has a totally different challenge. It has to understand our world, and it has to do it in real time. It all starts with your phone's camera. Then computer vision software kicks in to identify things like floors, walls, and tables. But the real magic is a technology called SLAM. It's constantly building a 3D map of the space around you. That's how your phone knows exactly where to place a virtual Pokémon, so it looks like it's standing right there on the sidewalk, even when you move around.
Now, it's so easy to hear VR and AR and just think of video games, right? But believe me, that is just the tip of the iceberg. The most profound, game-changing impacts are happening out here, in the real world.
And let's start somewhere you might not expect, our hospitals. This tech is literally saving lives.
The impact here is just incredible. We're seeing VR used for medical training, letting surgeons practice a really complex operation dozens of times in a totally risk-free virtual space. In the actual operating room, AR can overlay a patient's vital signs or MRI scans right onto their body during surgery. It's like giving them superpowers. And it's even being used for patient care, for everything from managing pain without drugs to treating phobias in a safe, controlled way. Okay, next up, let's head to the classroom, where learning is becoming less of a lecture and more of an experience.
VR and AR are changing education from something you passively read about to something you actively do. Forget just reading about ancient Rome. Students can now literally walk through the Colosseum. Instead of staring at a flat diagram in a textbook, they can hold a virtual, beating human heart right in their hands. There are even virtual science labs where they can conduct complex experiments with zero risk. This isn't about replacing teachers, it's about giving them the ultimate teaching tools.
This transformation is also happening in a huge way at work, making training safer, cheaper, and way more effective.
And the scale of this is just staggering. We're talking about Walmart using VR to train over 1 million of its employees for real-world situations, like how to handle a Black Friday rush. In manufacturing, companies like Ford and Boeing use VR to design and test cars and airplanes before they ever build a single expensive physical prototype. And out in the field, an expert in one country can use AR to look through the eyes of a technician on another continent and guide them through a complex repair. It's amazing.
And finally, let's bring it all back home, because this tech is fundamentally changing how we shop, bridging that gap between online stores and physical ones.
That whole idea of try before you buy, it's getting a massive digital upgrade. Apps like IKEA Place use AR to let you see exactly how that new couch will fit in your living room before you spend a dime. You can virtually try on makeup or sunglasses right from your phone. This technology is erasing all that uncertainty of online shopping because you can actually see the product in your own space.
So we've talked about what VR and AR are, how they work, and what they're doing right now. But what's next? Where is all of this going?
Well, the next wave is all about making these experiences even deeper, even more real. Imagine haptic feedback suits that let you actually feel the rain in a virtual storm. Think about full-body tracking so your virtual avatar moves exactly like you do, or wireless headsets that are as small and light as a pair of sunglasses. For many, the ultimate goal is mixed reality, a single device that can seamlessly switch between a fully virtual world and our own reality, with that perfect digital layer on top.
And all of this leads to a pretty profound question. These aren't just tools we're talking about. They are creating entirely new ways for us to experience the world. As that line between our physical reality and our digital lives gets blurrier and blurrier, the real question isn't just what we'll be able to do with this technology, but who will we become because of it.